of the topic because I want to show you grammatical phrases. This is going to be the topic for today. Where are our grammatical this phrases? This is interesting because what do you what do you understand when you see the word phrase?
Something that is already built.
Something that is already built. Interesting. Okay. What
It's
else?
of common use.
Of common use. Kind of. Like for example.
Um, yes, I don't know if many languages have, but in Mexico, I don't know, for example, for example, you wake, sorry, you wake early, God helps you, for example, something like this.
Okay. So you can consider that sayings are phrases.
As opposite of phrases, yes.
That's a nice view. Okay, let's talk about these type of phrases that are not well. There are different types of phrases. No, you are talking in this moment about a lexical phrase. A lexical phrase is a phrase that we usually use together. They are called common phrases, right? Which is, for example, as you say, sayings. Which is in Spanish is like God. God helps. God helps us if we wake up early. That has no relation. This saying doesn't exist in Spanish. You know, a good. The example here is, I think, al que madruga Dios le ayuda in English would be early birds. Early birds get the worm, I think. What's the phrase about that? Sing about early birds. Ah, yes, of course. Look at this. Do you understand this?
Yes, but it sounds weird.
Why?
What are these bugs that lives under the ground?
Uh huh. That birds eat.
But what is the relationship with with the part of the day?
With the part of the day?
I think worms live in every part of the day, in the morning, in the night.
Okay, but who's the subject? Who is catching the worm?
The birds,
Yes. And what type of bird?
those birds who which wake up early.
Exactly.
What? I don't know. I think it's strange.
If you are a bird that wakes up earlier than the rest of the birds, you are going to catch the worm. The next the next bird is going to come. The bird who who slept a little bit more won't have a worm to eat.
Okay, yes, I think it makes sense because if you wake out there are more birds. Yes,
Exactly, there are more birds, right?
yeah, and the quantity of worms is limited.
Totally, exactly. That's the saying of the early bird.
I wouldn't be there.
You wouldn't be a bird, which is actually interesting. There are two types of people: early birds and night owls.
So if we are taking English classes early, we are early birds.
Exactly, totally.
Interesting.
If we are taking classes in the morning, it's because we are early birds. If we are, if we cannot sleep and it's difficult for us to sleep, we are night owls. We like to go to the streets in the night. We like to party in different places in the night. We prefer to sleep more in the morning, but in sacrifice of a couple of hours going in the night. That's another phrase.
That is not my case. In fact, I think there is a meme which speak about people with 30 years old or more, which is
Okay.
only thinking sleeping in the Friday
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
going party.
Exactly. So that's definitely not your case.
No, I think no.
Precisely. That's what I imagine. And that happens. It's not only age. It's not only age because I have friends that are also like 30 years old, 40 years old, and they love to go out in the night. So it's just a type of personality probably that we have.
I miss when I was 20.
Yes, that's what I imagine. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's permitted. Precisely. So sayings is one of type of word of phrases, no? This expression of in a nutshell is something that I use a lot. Remember that? No? Who remembers that?
Uh, what, sorry, teacher? I get lost.
The expression, the phrase in a nutshell. I use it a lot. Do you remember what's the meaning
Yeah,
or how to use it?
yes, I have seen this phrase a lot in, for example, in my books, the technological books,
Mm-hmm.
which talk about, for example, a programming language.
Mm-hmm.
There are variants of a particular book uh, which has this name. For
Exactly.
example, I don't know, Python in a nutshell. No?
Of
So you
course.
know that you have two kind of books: Python book, which is a reference, I don't know, of maybe 1,000 pages.
Mhm.
So you need to read a lot.
Yes.
But there are the variant that is named, for example, Python in a nutshell, and it's a
Yes.
book, I don't know, of 100 pages, and it's very, very, very summarized.
Uh-huh. And it's giving you exactly. It's summarized because it's giving you like the most important details and it's concising the most important information in a easy summary.
Yes, so you are working and you have a problem or a bug in your program, you review this book quickly and find a particular sentence or a syntax element, and you say, this is my mistake. Okay, I need to correct in this way.
Exactly. Exactly. Quickly, accessible, concise.
Yes, that is
That's
the best
precise.
description.
My question is, for example, in the case of Victor, like now that you arrived, have you seen this expression before? What do you think?
Victor suffered a heart attack again.
A heart attack.
A constant
Yes,
issue with Victor.
probably. Okay, let's go to the next then. Jesus Christ. He arrives and he leaves. Ah, there you are. Excellent. Hello.
No.
Wake up, Victor. You can do this.
Yes, yes, I'm here, teacher.
So, have you heard this expression before?
No, no, not sure.
Never.
No, never.
Check this out. This is the perfect example.
Not sure. Okay.
You see?
Okay.
So, what is the? How would you substitute this? Or what expression do we use normally that can replace this?
I don't want a long version. Just tell me what this is in one word, maybe.
In one word, that will be difficult. But here is the definition.
Ah, okay. In summary.
In summary, exactly.
Okay.
So tell me what your thesis is in summary.
Okay.
You see? That those phrases are important to keep in mind. We saw them before, no? We saw them in previous times because we were emphasizing on how important it is to keep in mind phrases that are more common in the English culture, in the American culture, right? Other phrases include, for example, something called euphemisms. You know, euphemisms are expressions that are used like to become more polite. For example, we have in the dictionary the word dead, which is a very strong adjective that we use or that we have if we are going to talk about our family, for example, and we lose a member of our family, and we say that the person died, it for some reason well, it's not incorrect, but it sounds super strong. That is not correct to say, especially because we're talking about respect to other people. So people used to say or use the euphemism passed away, which is considered a phrasal verb, but is considered C1 because it is a word that we understand as advanced speakers. We need to understand the difference on the cultural level. People say pass away to avoid saying die. This is what we call an euphemism. A sentence or a phrase, a couple of words that soften the information that we are saying, makes it more polite. Understand or not? Hello.
Yes, sure.
This is this?
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
But you say this is a euphemism? How can you spell it?
Sure. It's an euphemism. Euphemism.
Euphemism.
Okay.
So, by the way, is a euphemism for be dead?
For being dead. Uh-huh.
I
Well,
think
for the adjective dead.
it sounds worse.
Really? To pass away?
Or maybe because I think in Spanish,
And what expression are you thinking in Spanish?
I don't know, es como si ya se te pasó, ya caducaste, cosas así.
Te pasa.
Le
No.
expiró.
Ella se la chupó la bruja.
Sí,
No, no,
casi,
no.
casi.
No, 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 no. Nothing, nothing like that.
Terrible.
Very bad, man. Very, very bad. No, no, no. To pass away, consider it like this. To pass
I'm
away
a
is
terrible person.
no. I mean, that's good. That's good. It's a cultural difference, and let me tell you the meaning it should have. The meaning is that when you pass away, your soul passes to another dimension. It passes to the next life.
Oh,
So it makes more sense, you know? It's
yeah,
more
more philosophical.
more philosophical, softer, more polite, and it sounds better than
Ya trascendió.
exactly. Yes, transcended.
Ok.
Of
No caducó.
course.
Qué terrible.
So that's a very massive difference. Not like cheese, you know? We, yes, like I cannot say that my grandmother is a piece of cheese.
Ya,
A blue
ya
cheese,
está
you know?
gusanando.
Exactly, no? Jesus Christ. No, no, no. That was very bad. Very, very bad. And that's the thing. Now, I like the next one, you know? User fees. Read this one. Help me, please. Help me, Luis. Where are you?
Do I read the
Yes.
definition?
Yes, it's not
Uh,
the example that we have here.
okay. User fees is just a politician euphemism for taxes.
Mhm. You get it?
I don't think so. User fees is this is similar to rights? No,
Similar to
no.
what?
Fees is I think in Spanish we have a word that is como honorarios.
Hmm. But we are talking about taxes.
Yes, but the first part, user fees.
Well, okay, we need to remember what's the point. An euphemism is another a form to say other things, like a synonym. It's kind of a synonym for other things that sound stronger.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, yes.
So if we are talking about taxes, taxes sounds stronger. Politicians prefer to use the word user fees.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yes.
You see, but they are not different.
Uh-huh. Yes, there is no difference because it's a sí, como los honorarios del usuario, me parece.
Honorarios del usuario, but honorarios are different.
This doesn't mean honorarios in Spanish.
No, 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 no. A fee is something that you pay. For example, if I have Netflix, right? Netflix costs how much? 120 pesos?
Yes.
That's the fee.
La tarifa.
So user fees for the politicians is better to say user fee because it sounds like something that you need to pay in a in a more in a softer and acceptable way. It's better to if you tell me, hey, the fee is this, than hey, need pay your taxes. Your taxes are this. You know, it's like even though it's the same payment, I feel better if you tell me that it's a fee.
It's like if these were not mandatory.
It's like this word is not mandatory.
You use a user fees, it sounds less mandatory than taxes.
Exactly. Or probably sounds mandatory, but for some reason I don't feel bad at paying a fee, you know?
Yes.
And for taxes I feel bad by paying taxes. It's very strange. That's what euphemisms are.
Okay.
Right. So be careful because you had a very interesting situation here. You matched one word with only one meaning. This is a pretty intermediate mistake, eh? One word, but only one meaning. Remember, like words change a lot. You can have many, many, many meanings to only one word.
Yes,
So
because
probably,
with this meaning, user fees sounds like the same one.
exactly. And the word fees can be honorarios, but in a different context. You know,
Yeah, you're right.
that's it. Got it. So okay, I don't want to stop a lot on euphemisms because there are a lot, and we are going to see them later. Okay. There are also other types of phrases that are, for example, other examples like adagios, which is similar to the one we said. The early bird catches the worm. You know. Let me help you with adagios. Probably we have it here in the dictionary. Adage. Help me with the definition, Sophie.
Uh, Adages. Adages.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Adages.
Adages. A well-known phrase expressing a general truth about people or the world. Okay.
For example,
According to the old adage, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, it's like they are like a phrases that are common in the whole organism. If you say the phrase or to a Chinese friend, for example, maybe he understands because it's common in the world. I don't know.
exactly, because it's common, and these adages are mean something. They have a meaning that a lot of
Mhm.
people can understand, right?
Exactly. Maybe because they come to the general culture, things that
Exactly.
everybody knows.
Precisely. So the word of the early bird catches the worm.
Uh-huh. It
That's an adage.
okay.
The early bird catches the worm. In opposite to the late owl or the night owl, because a night owl is not a complete part that gives you a big meaning. A night owl is only the reference of a person who doesn't like to go to sleep early. But an adage is more has a more general truth about people around the world. It's an observation, usually a metaphor, things like that, right? And that's pretty much it. So the introduction to this lesson are technically cultural phrases that gives you sense of language according to the culture that you are studying. And these are only a couple of examples. Exist, for example, there are also proverbs, no? proverbs exist, figurative speaking, fixed expressions like chunks, etc. And that is part of what we have been learning. But now we are going to talk about grammatical phrases, which are another type of phrases that we can start understanding to build a correct speech. This is part one. Do you have your screenshot?
Teacher, can you repeat?
Do you have your screenshot?
Yes.
Yes. What's
Yeah,
going on? Do
yes.
you? Yes. Is my window too noisy? Is it better there? Yes. Okay. So let's check the second part. The second part is the one that I am interested in teaching you today. Grammatical phrases are sections and portions of the sentence that work together as a unit. I repeat, they are portions of sentences that work together as a unit. So we are talking about chunks again. Definition. Portions of a sentence, of the sentence, that work together as a unit.
Oh, teacher, what that definition is of what? Of grammatical
Of
phrases?
grammatical phrases.
Okay.
Okay. And they are called grammatical because their name have parts of the sentence, you know? Precisely, we have this. If you see the titles, we have here, let me just do this. A noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, gerund phrase, participle phrase, infinitive phrase, appositive phrase, prepositional phrase. All type of phrases. We are missing also adverb phrases and infinitive phrases, etc. I am going to teach you how to build them, how to speak using this information. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, which is a noun phrase. Okay, let's help me with the definition of a noun phrase. Victor.
Yes, teacher. Noun phrase. A noun phrase functions just like a noun in a sentence, hence its name. It includes a noun and adjectives to describe the noun.
Do you know what is
The phrase,
hence?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's try to understand very well the reading. Okay, hence. B2. For this reason,
Okay.
right? It's technically the same.
Okay.
So let's go again.
Noun phrase. A noun phrase functions just like a noun in a sentence, hence its name. Okay.
Right.
It includes the noun and adjectives to describe the noun. The pretty little flowers are blossoming in my garden.
That's right.
Okay.
So how would you describe a noun phrase according to this definition?
Is a long way to a noun.
A long way to a noun. A long way, like a distance? Or what do you mean?
No, but maybe is about the number of letters of the phrase.
Okay,
For
it can be.
example,
Uh-huh.
Victor and the beautiful smart boy.
Victor, the beautiful smart boy.
Ah, come on, Victor.
That's a good example, Luis. That's a good example, Luis.
But in his imagination.
Well, English is imagination, man. So I give credit to Victor in that case.
Yeah, I recognize.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's talk about that. Victor. So, did you use the verb be or no? Can you repeat the phrase?
I only say the beautiful and smart boy.
Beautiful. Okay, Victor, comma the beautiful and smart boy. That
Okay.
that sounds like a noun phrase. Uh-huh. As long as you don't use a verb, it's a noun,
Okay.
and it's correct.
Okay. Okay.
The moment you collocate a verb,
Okay.
you transform it into a sentence.
Okay.
You see?
Okay. Oh yes.
Nice. Good example. Good example. So here, the pretty little flowers, we are all describing the flowers. This is the principal word. In this case, for example, or in your example, Vic, I would eliminate Victor, you know?
Only
Why?
boy, like a flowers, no?
Exactly, because we need to be describing or we need to focus on one main information. So when you give a
Okay.
name, and the name is a main information too. So I would say the beautiful. What did you say? With a beautiful, pretty, smart boy.
Yes.
Tell me. What was it?
What you see?
But what was
Beautiful and smart.
the beautiful and smart boy? Exactly. The beautiful and smart
Yes.
boy. That's it. Without
Okay.
names and without anything else, because that is more extra information.
Okay. Right.
Got it?
Yes.
The next one is a verb phrase. And this is something that I have been very emphatic when I am talking about intermediate students, basic students, under C1. I focus a lot that on the fact that they master verb phrases. Why? Because this is the most important part of the language, is the context of the sentence, So what is a verb phrase? Help me, Sophie.
A verb phrase contains a verb and its modifiers, just like a noun phrase. In working non-stop. Mm, it's when we use, for example, when you use many verbs in one sentence to express the whole idea or the main idea, but you need more than one verb, maybe.
More than one verb, close, because that will be confusing. If we are talking
Mm,
about many verbs, for example, the verb have,
Well, in the case
Close.
of the example, have it there is not a verb; it's an auxiliary.
Aha.
Right?
So we can talk about components of the verb, not many
Okay.
verbs. You know what I mean?
Okay. So about tenses, we can say that.
Exactly. Tenses
Okay.
in a nutshell. Aha.
Mm-hmm.
All the tenses that exist and the structures that I put in the structure handbook.
Okay. Yeah,
No?
you're right because if you use more than one verb to express a whole idea, maybe you in the whole idea you are making many sentences.
Aha. Exactly.
Okay.
Or even if we think that there are two verbs, it's confusing because we say, for example, if I tell you, I go play, I go play to the cinema. The verb go is a verb, the verb play is a verb, and then I am so confused. What are you saying? So the fact of phrasal, or sorry, no, verb phrases is that you don't have more than one verb. Is that the verb is very, very long. The verb has a lot of components.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the reason you
Mm-hmm.
need to think about it as a unit is because auxiliaries are part of the verb too. For
Mm-hmm.
example, in the question that start with do and does, this is separated from the verb, but it is part of the verb. You know, auxiliaries at the beginning of the questions, guys, it is considered part of the verb. So a verb phrase is just a verb with its modifiers. What modifiers? The components. The auxiliary do and does, the verb be, modals like will, would, can, etc. All these are components of the verb, and that's the reason I have all of these in color green, because technically they are the same family. Auxiliaries, modals, and verbs, they are color green all the time.
Okay.
You see? Take a note on that, guys. So that is what a verb phrase is. Questions? Are you sure? No questions at all?
No, I don't have question, teacher.
Okay. What about Luis? What about Victor?
No by myself, teacher.
Sure.
No, yeah.
And Victor?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Let's continue. Adjective phrases. Let's talk about this. Help me, Luis.
Adjective phrase. An adjective phrase is a phrase that describes or otherwise provides additional meaning for an adjective. It contains an adjective and any word that modifies the adjective. Here are a few examples of adjective phrases within sentences with the adjective phrases bolded. That song choice was way too bold. She was taller than all of her classmates.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about that. How would you describe an adjective phrase, Luis?
I don't know. I think it's a sentence where the adjective plays the main role to understand the meaning. So if you change this adjective, you change completely the meaning of the sentence or your intention.
Okay, but before we think about changing it, we need to know how to identify it. How
Yes,
would you
yes.
identify an adjective phrase?
So the difference, for example, with the previous kind of phrases.
Mhm.
That's an interesting question.
That's precisely the thing. Uh-huh. Because understanding the difference between one and another will make you have the ability to use them, to build them. And what I need you to do is to build phrases when you speak. So how would you distinguish the phrase in this case?
I, I for example, I don't know, in the first one, for example, 2 volts.
2 volt, close, 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 close. According to the usage of adjectives, what's the position of an adjective? Where do you put an adjective?
Uh, Theoretically, before the noun,
Before the noun, no?
yes, but here
Or
before another adjective.
before another adjective? Well, that is not considered a unit. Like, because if you have two adjectives, it's technically together. The two adjectives go together. So
It's
that's
2 or
not.
more.
Then what's the other position of an adjective?
Um,
You said before the noun, yes, that's one option. But option number two,
a linking verb.
very good. Here, what linking verb do we have?
The linking verb for excellent to be.
The linking by excellence,
By
not
excellent.
for excellence. Aha. The linking verb by excellence, which is the verb to be. So the adjective phrase is all the information that you have after the verb to be.
Yes.
All the information that you have after the verb to be is, as a unit, the description, the adjective phrase.
Okay. So it's not only the adjective. It's the
Not only
adjective
the
and
adjective.
with the complement.
That's why the definition. Portions of information that work together as a unit.
It not only matters that she's taller, it's also important in comparison with
Than who? Because if you say taller, taller than who, it will be necessary to give more
yes,
information.
yes, a tree, a T-Rex, or what?
Exactly. All that information is working together, right? And you will say, wait, okay, teacher, I understand adjectives. Why are you teaching me adjectives again? We are learning portions of information because in the future, in the classes, you will see that when we are talking about punctuation, commas, colons, writing, professional writing, etc., portions of information can help you understand texts, very complex texts, and can help you understand, write, and produce English in an organized way, thinking in English.
Okay, thinking by large chunks instead of word by word.
You said it perfectly, exactly. Perfectly, because thinking word by word is basic English.
Yeah,
Thinking
just
in chunks.
translating from Spanish.
Exactly. That's that was the ability that you used at the beginning when you started learning English. Today, you need to start expanding your thoughts into chunks, not into single words. And that can help you understand sayings faster, adages, proverbs, and metaphorical speech. It's very interesting. Analyzing the language this way, super, super useful.
We are becoming adults.
We are becoming adults. Exactly, yes. In the language, exactly. Yeah. You get it.
I'll miss being a kid, a child.
Aha, yes. Person, verb, complement. Let's go now. This is for kindergarten, you know? We're talking about adult English, C1. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so let's go with a difficult one. Victor, help me with adverb phrase.
Yes, adverb phrase. An adverbial phrase is a phrase that takes on the role of an adverb in a sentence. Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Adverbial phrases in action look like, okay, he bakes cakes every Sunday. We run out of there at a breakneck speed.
Let me just add some information to the first part, okay? Some information that I use in my classes is that adverbs answer the when, the where, and the why of a verb. Others also. Therefore, adverb phrases may do that too. What do you understand in this case, Vic?
Again, another phrase is a phrase that takes on the role of another in a sentence. Adverb modifies verbs, adverbs also answer there when the verb. Okay. Therefore, adverb phrases may do that too. Okay. And that kind of phrases talks about the place, the reason, and the time when the verb is yes, no, when the verb
Is done. Mhm.
done. Okay.
Then, for example, in the first sentence, he bakes cakes every Sunday. What's the adverb phrase?
Every Sunday, because
Every
talking
Sunday.
about the time.
Exactly. You are totally correct.
Yes.
And in the next one,
He ran out of there at a breakneck speed. Uh, at a breakneck speed,
why at a breakneck speed?
because he's talking about how he was running.
How he was running, how, no?
How?
But
Yes.
how is not the question for adverbs. How is the question for adjectives? How are you? I am fine.
Okay. What?
What do you mean? What? Are you confused?
No, but it's talking about the way the moose that makes the bear. No,
Okay, we are talking about the way he ran.
okay,
So okay, at a breakneck speed in a metaphoric way. Yes, this is a okay. You are totally correct. At a breakneck speed can be an adverb phrase. So in this case, I there are two.
okay,
One is the one that you said. Is at a breakneck speed answering the how, as you say.
okay,
How do you do that? Why do you do that? Yes, the how. But there is also a place. That's what the one I was looking at.
okay, okay, okay.
Where did he run?
Out of there.
Exactly.
Okay, yes, yes, of course.
So let me add this information. You made a very good observation here. An adverbial phrase is a phrase that takes on the role of an adverb in a sentence. Adverbs, the how, adverbs, parentheses, the how, modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Adverbs also answer the question when and where. Yes, that was the information that we were missing. Good. You remember the classes with how,
Yes.
right? Good memory. Very, very good. That's it. So here we have two. Can we consider the full purple section an adverb? Yes. You can say that all this information is another phrase. You can also say that only this part is an adverb phrase, but also you can only say that this is the adverb phrase. It depends on the focus and what you want to say.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Very good. In the Structures Handbook, you will see time expressions. In this case, this Structures Handbook was for beginners and intermediate students who had English with me. And I always put the time expression in purple.
You have not shared your book, teacher.
Yes, I have not because it's supposed that you have all these dominated, man.
But it is supposed.
No. You need to dominate this one. For advanced, it's a requisite.
I
It's
even,
a
at my age, even I have forgotten how to add numbers and divide numbers. I use
come
calculator.
on. You forgot the multiplication rules.
Yes, even when I am a financial man, I use my calculator for adding 3.
Jesus, Okay, I will give you I will provide the book right away. Even though you are advanced, it's only for educational purposes, no?
Yes, it's only for educational.
Perfect. Basic structures is number 8. We have gossip transitions. And I am missing conditionals and perfect modals, eh? No, perfect modals are here. Fernando from the past. Good job. Okay, let me give it to you. Mhm. Options. Save selection as PDF.
I don't remember it. I don't remember how to divide, for example, numbers using using your hand, drawing a little house and moving the numbers on the decimal point. I don't remember how to do it, for example.
Ah, with the house, yes. Ooh.
Fortunately, I don't have kids or to help them because I don't remember how to.
You hate kids, man. You
No,
really
I
do.
don't hate kids, but
I don't hate kids, but don't
I'm not
present them to
patient.
me. Yes, exactly. That's the thing.
It's my age, teacher.
Do you think so? Nah,
Nah.
nah. I think it's the what age? What is the perfect age to have children?
Oh
You
no,
have,
come on. Don't say that kind of things. I'm so young. 34. It's a kid.
you are young. Young people are the best parents.
In fact, I don't know if tomorrow I will be here because tomorrow is my birthday. So
Ah, happy birthday to you. Oh wow, Victor's birthday was last week, no?
no, sorry. He's February 9th.
February 9th.
Yes.
Wow, the month happened passed really quick. Yes, you need to come more to the class, Victor, because I really thought it was last week because it went very fast, very, very, very fast. Jesus.
Yes.
Okay, 3 weeks later, and now it's Luis's birthday. That's
Yes,
crazy.
I'll get drunk on a sidewalk. I think.
That's a perfect party, man. Perfect party. I hope you survive your birthday.
I expect the same.
Okay, so let's go to this one. Gerund phrase. What is a gerund phrase? All these have no color, you see? Gerund phrase, participle phrases, infinitive phrases, and appositives. Now we are talking about, as Louis says, adult English. Because all this section is a little bit kind of different. It's like a combination of theory. We need to consider a basic theory, which is verbs and adjectives and past participles, etc. But now in a different package. Okay, so let's read gerund phrase. What is a gerund phrase, Sophie?
You say me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A gerund phrase uses an ing verb as a noun to put it most simple. Simple? Simple? Okay.
Simply.
A gerund phrase is the same as a noun phrase, except you use the gerund instead of the noun. Okay.
Let's talk about why is the gerund phrase the same as a noun.
Oh, because in this case the verb with ing it is not used as a verb. You
Exactly.
you use as a noun, and that's the reason you add the ing.
Precisely. In previous classes, we have seen that, no? We say, how do you transform a verb into a noun?
Exactly.
Using the
So,
ing.
okay.
So, what happens when, for example, What is the position of a noun? In a normal sentence, where do you collocate a noun?
At the end
At the end. At the end of what?
of the sentence. So,
At the end of the sentence.
After the verb.
After the verb. Okay, that's one position.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can say, I like cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Cookies is a
The noun.
noun and is after the verb.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens if I say Fernando likes cookies? What is Fernando?
The subject.
The subject in the sentence, yes, but grammatically, what family does Fernando correspond to? It's a name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need your help, guys.
No.
In what category does do names enter?
Mm,
No, nobody. Luis, Victor.
Could you repeat the question, please, teacher?
Okay. In what category? In what family does do names enter?
Names, proper name, Fernando.
Any name.
And now,
um,
Precisely. All the names, including proper or known proper names, are nouns. So when we say um, cookies we consider it a noun because it's a thing. But we don't consider that Fernando, Sophie, Luis, Victor, they are also nouns. So the position of a noun is the subject or the object, before or after the verb. See what I mean? Where are we? Here. So now that we know the position of a noun, we can consider in these positions we can use the ing too. Because when I have a verb in the position of a noun, for example, the subject, I need to use the gerund. Example, how do you translate in English? Aprender inglés es importante.
learning English is important.
That's it. Learning English is a gerund phrase before the verb. You get it? So the gerund phrase is usually in the position of a noun, before or after the verb. The next one, participle phrase. Luis.
A participle phrase works in a similar way to a gerund phrase. It uses a verb in a different way. Just a gerund uses a noun.
Again. Just what?
Just as a gerund
Mm-hmm.
uses a noun.
Good, much better.
It begins with a participle, a verb used as an adjective, and its modifiers. Okay.
Explain this to us.
No. But here, where is the participle? Racing is not a verb.
Excellent question. The participle is considered both things. Actually, if you see, for example, the forms of the verb, the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, let's say, have the verb race, play. The Oxford Dictionary manages the word ing form because this is easy to understand. But if you go to the Oxford, not the Macmillan Dictionary, the ing is not considered ing, is considered present participle. So the participles are the ing and the past participle. I know it's difficult to understand it this way. Let's understand it in a more practical way. In B1, I teach participle phrases in a more practical, intermediate, easy peasy Japanese baby way. How to transform a verb into an adjective. And this is when we talk about you never took this level with me, right, guys? This is all new.
Oh, we were quick learning. Guys.
Exactly. You were quick learning in this level. Where is it?
I think I missed the call or chat.
No, that's kindergarten English, man. No. That's why Victor hates English, because for Victor is too adult for English.
Yeah.
Exactly. No. It's time to make something serious.
I don't know if I miss quick learning. I think sometimes they were a kind of a cult or something like una secta.
I am ethically, I cannot talk about that right now.
No, I know. Well, I as a client, I can, so don't worry.
Exactly.
A customer, sorry.
Here you have, okay, we finished it, very good. In English, you can transform a verb into three things. A verb can become an adjective, and a verb can become a noun. When you are talking about adjectives of purpose, that's the way I teach my baby color charts, When you're talking about purpose, you need to tell me what is the purpose of the thing that you have. In the case of a staff, there are different types of staff. There is a staff that has the purpose of cleaning. Do you understand what I mean? The staff that has the purpose of cleaning. This is an adjective phrase, a participle phrase. Right, guys? Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, but what do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
What do you understand?
This is the case of participle with ing.
Aha. Participle with ing working together with the noun.
Yes.
And when you talk, the other form to transform a verb into an adjective is using the past participle. This is the same as talking about passive voice. Passive adjectives, for example, when you talk about recipes. Roasted chicken, cooked meal, heated water, boiled eggs, fried beans, grilled meat, which is the past participle of the verb, but it's not working as the verb, it's working as a
Noun.
incorrect, as an adjective.
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Yes, no, all these are descriptions. All these are descriptions. Roasted chicken, baked potatoes.
Come on, Victor.
Yes.
I wanted to participate.
You wanted to participate? Well, that was a nice motivation. All this information is what we call participle phrases, when the verb works as a description. The verb works as a description in unit with the rest of the information. For example, bracing herself for the jump, she took a deep breath. What did she do? She took a deep breath. How did she do it? She did a deep breath, for example, bracing herself for the jump. That's technically an adjective. I know this is a little bit complicated, but let's continue talking about this tomorrow. All right?
Yes.
You did a very good job, my people. Let's meet tomorrow. Have a very nice Thursday. And I'll see you later.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Take care.
Bye, guys.
You.
See you later.